VGK brings home a 2-0 advantage over the Dallas Stars as the Golden Knights put on the defensive clamps last night. We'll talk about that and much, much more on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Tomas Hertl, and Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. And you can find us wherever you get your podcast. And please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Monopoly Go. Download Monopoly Go for free on the App Store and on Google Play. The story of the game last night, Chris, VGK, pretty much the stifling defense, Logan Thompson's confidence growing in net. What else can you say about the Golden Knights defense? First of all, in last night's Game 2 victory, the VGK holding Dallas without a shot there in the third period for about 6 minutes. And
without a shot pass as well. No shot passes as well.
No shot passes, surprisingly. And then also the defense holding this potent offense of the Dallas No Stars, no goals, just one goal last night, actually, in the contest. And Noah Hannafin scores the game winner last night. And afterwards, he said that the Golden Knights really never lost their composure, especially in that first period when we saw the Stars buzzing around.
Start with a great Sidman quote. An absolute clinic, 100 consecutive minutes of making the number 3 ranked offense in the NHL look hapless. That's a great line right there. Went on to say that now the Golden Knights they've done everything they wanted to do, two games to none lead, blah, blah, blah. But the first half of that statement is definitely incredibly strong. And you knew the Golden Knights defense was going to be good. I don't think there was any question about that. Maybe there's a little bit of question. Pietrangelo, we've had our conversations about Haig draws out, Martinez draws in. There was some concerns. Obviously, Ben Hutton's name, of course, comes up a lot. We'll talk about more on the defense later in the third segment, of course. But back to the defense, it's a fortress, right? It's a fortress. There you go. Let's get the Kool-Aid going nice and early here. Once the Stars got anywhere around that blue line, you had Cassidy. Cassidy took my quote, made a bend, don't break comment. I said that earlier than Cassidy.
You said that. You did say that on Twitter, right? I saw something on Twitter, and then Cassidy was reading your tweets there, and then he mentioned that in the post game.
He does. He reads my tweets during intermission to get some tips to help the team get better in the third. And, I definitely give myself, a nod for last night.
I saw that. That was cool. That was cool. I was like, wait a second. And then Cassidy said that.
I mean, it doesn't take
your tweets,
it doesn't take a trained eye to watch how the Golden Knights were handling the Stars last night as far as what their strategy was. But every time you saw the Stars coming in, the Golden Knights, they were collapsing. And a great comment that Cassidy made in the post game was, you're either going to be a shot blocker or you're going to be boxing someone out. You're going to help play goalie is another thing he was saying, or you're going to go look for the player who's going to have that high danger chance, and you're going to get their stick under theirs. And it gives you a glimpse of just the brilliance of how he approaches the game. And we get such a small taste of it. Imagine what it's like, watching him in his lab, in his office, talking to his coaches, talking to the players and stuff. And it's just a reminder how good he is at what he does. And it's obviously he's got a Stanley Cup ring. Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions. And they now have the number 1 seed Western Conference Dallas Stars with their backs against the wall. And Pete DeBoer probably over there rattling off cliche after cliche.
Yeah. We previewed yesterday the VGK defense in yesterday's podcast here. And then they came out and they 1-800 tightened up. Pete DeBoer, not able to win. He's not going to be able to win a Stanley Cup. He won't. His system's still so antiquated.
And
you can just push them to the outside so easy. And there's been no changes. He doesn't adapt. He doesn't adjust. And he just he cannot win the big one.
I had a feeling the Golden Knights were in a good spot when I was listening to some of DeBoer's comments on the NHL Network when I was driving yesterday morning before the game. DeBoer was making comments about the first game. Yeah, they had some good deflections. They had some puck luck. Maybe that's going to even out today. We'll get some of that. And it's just very standard DeBoer talk. Like, DeBoer's got a plan and he sticks to it. DeBoer has a winning plan, a very winning plan. I mean, DeBoer's done a lot of good things in the NHL. Hasn't done the one thing everyone wants to do, but DeBoer's done a lot of good things. And listening to his postgame or his pregame yesterday, or what was the postgame for the day before, whatever it was, his comments were just they just piss you off when it's your coach talking like that, because you're watching as a fan, you're watching as media, you're watching as whatever the heck it is that we do besides entertaining you.
Entertainers sometimes.
You just know what's going to happen. And that's exactly what did happen, right? The Stars had many good chances. Credit Logan, of course. We'll talk about that later, but credit Logan for getting the job done. Didn't give the no stars. There you go, Tony. Didn't give many cookies. So that was certainly a good thing. But the Stars just kept to their plan. And I think scoring early, honestly, was probably the worst possible thing, or scoring the first goal, I should say, was probably the worst possible thing, because now the Stars really think their game plan's working. Now DeBoer's like, okay, we got this one. This is our game. And then the response, and then the game winner from Hannafin, and then the empty netter, which sent me to the window with my Golden Knights reverse puck line at plus 335. Life was good yesterday. Life was good.
You really like that. You were bending and breaking early on, though, when you were down 1-0.
It was a $20 bet. I had my feet up. I didn't care.
Okay. You talked about the VGK response, the goal by Marchessault on a dime from Jack Eichel. And his point streak now is up to 12 straight postseason games.
Jackie Dimes, not Jackie Aces, Jackie Dimes now.
Man, that was a great pass. Hannafin, set up by Barbashev, of course. Barbashev, that postseason edition.
The whole thing.
Right. And then Hannafin off of the Ottinger stop, and the puck just squirted out. Oh, talk about puck luck, bro. But phenomenal. He gets the finish, deposits the puck. I wanted to ask you, is Nick Waugh, is he okay? He got blasted with the puck that last night on a nice block there of the puck that he took on with his knee, blocked a shot. And then no Nick Hague last night. How long will this be? Listed as day to day. And Alec Martinez drew in.
So, I mean, this is the importance of having local media on the road in Dallas. Vince Sapienza put out there that Nick Waugh looked at Will Carey and said he was good after he took that shot to the knee. So we'll see. Obviously, you take a rocket like that either on your knee or right above where the pad is. We'll see. We'll see what happens during the next pregame skate. Well, they'll probably practice on Friday, whether it's optional or an actual practice or not. Who knows? Everything feels like it's optional, but I got a feeling the Golden Knights will have a regular practice on Friday, given that they have the extra day off for the travel and such, but who knows? Some of the other points that you referenced in there talking about, you said puck luck on the Hannafin goal. I disagree. That entire sequence starts by a great play by Zach Whitecloud. Of course, we're going to talk more about him again later, but it starts on a great play by Whitecloud to make a little 360, keep the puck deep. And then you got Carrier and Colasar just getting that puck to the money zone, right? That's what I call it, getting the puck to the money zone. Nick Waugh had great patience trying to get it going backhand to forehand. Ottinger made the stop, and then Hannafin's right place, right time. Good to have an offensive-minded defenseman willing to make that pinch. So that's certainly how that one came together. And credit to the fourth line. There was a couple different sequences. Colasar had a very similar chance, actually, in the second period. And just the fourth line was keeping the puck deep, keeping the Stars on their heels while, of course, inflicting pain and doing what they do in the corners and such. So this is the importance of rolling four lines through the lineup. Only two total penalties in the game, from what I recall. So all four lines really had to be buzzing last night.
Another real heavy game, not only for VGK, but for both teams, 55-53, unless they change the totals again this morning. VGK, the hit leader, Keegan Colasar, had 9 hits, and he also hit that burrito in the post-game scrum. He's eating a stinking burrito, he was eating a burrito, talking to the media. He's just Yeah, and he's like,
I love it.
"Oh, you didn't see that? Come on,
No, how
it was
did I
the
miss
highlight
that?
of the night. Are you kidding me?"
I watched Coach Cassidy. I watched Logan talk. I didn't and Eichel. I didn't watch, but I'm gonna go back and find that. That's pretty awesome.
Bring on the Taco Bell sponsorship now
There is a
for
Taco Bell
Co-Star.
sponsorship. 2 goals in any period, you get free tacos, bro. Where were you? Oh, you
Okay.
barely go to the games. You're not allowed in.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
barely go. I'm not a fan. I got blasted last night. That was fun.
What'd you do?
Carrier, Howden, Marchessault,
Oh,
6 hits
you got
apiece.
blasted. Why'd you get blasted? Let's go back to this.
Someone said, "Oh, because I went to a concert last night right after the game." At the end of the game, we were watching it, and I went to go see a band. One of my friends, a DJ from Portland, came in, turned me on to a new band called Kurungbin, and
Okay.
it was fun. And we went to Brooklyn Bowl and we watched the show and chilled out. I can't enjoy my time off. Like what? I don't
Who's
know.
blasting you? Who's blasting you?
I don't know. I think it was kind of nice though that people gave me attention because I'm an attention hound. Okay, so Dallas is a team, Chris, that has come back to win games this past season, right? Here is a team that was down in games 26 times. 26 times this season, 26 come from behind wins. So is this a team now that can rally to get back into the series as it shifts to Las Vegas? Dude, let me hype it up.
It's cliche time. It's got to take it one game at a time, and got to just we were really close, and all the crap that DeBoer is going to talk right now, and the team obviously has to buy into the one game at a time situation, and obviously right now the Stars' goal is to extend this thing to 6 games. You get this to a 6th game. Obviously, the Stars can try and steal that game in Vegas, and they force the game 7. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think it's pretty far-fetched. I'll look at what the sportsbooks think about that in a second. The Golden Knights, I will tell you right now, the Golden Knights did open as a favorite. Let's see here. I got it up. Come back. Oh, they're doing maintenance. Okay, that's good. Okay, I did a screenshot already. But the Golden Knights are a minus 115 favorites. Dallas Stars minus 105. So you got 10 cents there, but I think that line right there is reminiscent of the sports books are saying neither team is going to win or lose 3 games in a row in this series, which I would have said the same thing about the Stars not losing 2 games in a row at home. So maybe the Golden Knights are just going to run the table here. No one expected that. Obviously, 6 or 7 games made a lot more sense, and it's probably going to go at least 5 games at this point. I just can't see the Stars rolling over. I mean, maybe Jamie Benn will be a healthy scratch. Maybe they'll healthy scratch Jamie Benn so that way the Stars have a shot. That's the last time they beat the Golden Knights. And then what is this now? Someone put out there, this is 7 times in a row the Golden Knights have defeated the Dallas Stars. So, it's kind of that who's your daddy thing going right now. The Golden Knights certainly are our boss in that relationship. And the Dallas Stars, what is it? The memes where you're holding Tom Brady's holding Peyton Manning on the baby version of Peyton Manning on his shoulders, and stuff like that. That's right now what Coach Cassidy is doing with Pete DeBoer. Call it what it is.
Mark Stowaway last night, 18 minutes, 27 seconds of ice time. So I lost that.
He got hit a couple of times. He
did get hit. We knew that they were going to target him too. And Cassidy said he better be prepared. So we can talk more
He
about
took
Stone
it. He's fine,
later. I think we need a break. Okay, we will.
Yeah,
is VGK peaking at the right time? That's what Mr. Chris Golick asks in between his bowling seminars. We'll get to that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
I'm glad that's done.
I'm going to answer my own question there, Golick. Yes, I do have a competitive side. We all do. And my competitive side is being a big fan of Monopoly Go. That's right. I'm sure that you've heard of it. It's been downloaded more than 150 million times. And it's a great twist on Monopoly where you play on not just one, but hundreds of Monopoly boards in crazy locations. And you build up amazing cities that bring you the big money. The best part is really messing around with our friends. You can charge them rent on your iconic properties, just like classic Monopoly. And now you can also rob vaults of riches for yourself. So that's cool. And the leaderboards show who the biggest Monopoly tycoon is. But it's not just my competitive side, our competitive side on this show that loves it. You can definitely team up with your friends and people all around the world in timed tournaments, and you can earn some huge rewards. So get into the game and come join your friends. Download Monopoly Go. It's free right now on the App Store or on Google Play. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. We appreciate you doing so. Tomorrow's WTF. It's that time of the week already. Get everything lined up and fire away. Saturday, the YouTube exclusive. It's the Chris and Chris Jr. show, which you won't want to miss. And maybe we'll come out of Sunday retirement this weekend with the Saturday game. Who knows? You never know what to expect, right? Game time decision. Question you texted me last night, how much better will VGK get? Is VGK playing right now against the tailor-made system, or have the Golden Knights improved a ton here over the past few weeks?
I think all of the above. First of all, the Golden Knights are minus 420 to advance against the Dallas Stars. So it's not done yet, but yeah, it's not looking too good for the Dallas Stars at the moment. So the Golden Knights, I mean, they've got a lot more runway, I think, still. Sure, you do have the familiarity in Pete DeBoer. I think the book is out on him, and Coach Cassidy is a great coach, and Pete DeBoer is a good coach. A great coach can beat a good coach probably 9 times out of 10. Stars still got a lot of good going. I mean, their offense obviously has been struggling for the last 5 periods since that crazy first period in Dallas on Monday night. So again, adjustments. I mean, that was one of my other storylines of the game last night. Who is going to make a change first? And I really don't think either of the teams made much of a change, which plays in, I think, to the system of Coach Cassidy, right? Pete DeBoer, we've talked about this a million times. It's a broken record at this point where he just kind of sticks to the plan. It's going to work out, and pucks are going to get to the net, and we're going to get some of that puck luck that the Golden Knights got on Monday. Well, no, you're not, and you didn't, and you're still not getting any puck luck because you're taking crappy shots from crappy areas of the ice, not getting those rebounds, and credit Logan Thompson for, of course, doing that. So how much better can the Golden Knights get now is the question. And, this is the same team of 15-1 or 12-1, whatever they were to start the season. And, now you got Mantha. Now you got Hannafin, who is just an absolute gem. And Tomas Hertl, who I don't have the face-off numbers in front of me. Maybe you do. If not, I'll grab them. But Hertl just wins every face-off, every spot, whether it's the defensive zone face-offs at the end of the game, whether it's the offensive zone face-offs, whether it's the start of power play. So, I mean, there's just so much good right now, but there's still more room to go up. And I think one of the biggest differences are the players not playing right now. You got Dorofeev and Amadio, and even Cotter, to that matter, not playing right now. Cotter, it's going to take a bad set of circumstances to get him out there, but Amadio and Dorofeev could draw in depending on how things shake out. Definitely Dorofeev if the team needs a scoring punch. And then, by the way, Alec Martinez, with now 126 career playoff games, is your 7th defenseman. Like, this is pretty spectacular, and you got to credit McCrimmon, and I'm sure at some point we'll go down the LTIR path. That clown behind the glass, there's 2 people holding up LTIR signs. Like, get over it, bro. Seriously. It's like those idiots that leave their Christmas lights up and until March before they take them down. Just get over it and enjoy the game. So whatever. So Golden Knights are going to get better, and this bodes well for a possible deep playoff run.
Such a rigged run, right? Isn't it funny how the third period was the third period was the Achilles heel. It was the rough spot the past couple of months of the season for VGK, as they gave up like over 50 goals, right, since February. And now the Golden Knights, the past 2 games, they've played well. They've turned it on in the final period, especially defensively. Are the VGK, are they close now? Are they close to playing that full 60-minute game? Because they're playing better. They're playing more than 40. That's what we know right now, right? But how do they get to this point?
Yeah, a fair question. And I mean, health, I think, is a big part of it. And the health of the veteran group, all these players who have been there before. Hertl, however many playoff games he has. I don't know how much playoff experience Hannafin has off the top of my head. I feel like it's probably not a ton, but he's definitely He's the type of player I don't think necessarily needs that playoff experience to rise to the big moments. And then, of course, and Mantha, the same thing, right? And then you go back to I don't know if Mantha was there when the Caps made their run against the Golden Knights. I'm not sure about that. So
I think he was.
Okay, so point being is there's that Stanley Cup pedigree up and down the lineup. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons you do see the team taking that jump right now. You said 60 minutes a second ago. Yeah, I mean, this was – I'd have to really scratch my head to think when the last 60-minute effort like this came out from the Golden Knights. Maybe like when they played a Sunday matinee game against the New Jersey Devils or something like that, where it was a close game. It was a weird game, but the Golden Knights were just absolutely buzzing the entire game, and obviously they came out with the victory. But besides that, I mean, this was probably the best – the Golden Knights were the best version of themselves. There we go. There's a nice Cassidy quote right there. They were really the best version of themselves last night, and they're back to their identity. Here's another thing, Tony. We talked about this team, and I think injuries were the biggest issue. Last year, the team had trouble establishing its identity, I think, and that was just the coach and the team and everyone coming together. And really, we talked about the team not getting their identity last year until Barbashev arrived. Like, there was something just when Barbashev arrived, the team became heavier and played more physical, and all of a sudden they were really tough to play against. Now the Golden Knights, all those things we heard all season, right, about not wanting it, about being the best version of themselves, and every cliche is honestly coming to reality right now. It really is. And it'd be fun maybe I'll write an article about all the cliches and stuff and how it led to this great moment where the Golden Knights now have the Western Conference leading Dallas Stars against the ropes. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention there was another empty netter last night, which got me some money, scored by who scored the empty netter last night?
Jack Eichel.
Was it Eichel or Marchessault? I'll try. Marchessault got the first goal. Okay. The soon to be unrestricted free agent, Tony. I think anytime we say Marchessault's name, there needs to be a rule. We have to say the soon to be unrestricted free agent, or we have to do a shot.
Okay. So I did mention during the series preview, VGK needed that fourth line, right, to be physical and to be visible. That's something that we have seen.
Visible. That's a great word, Tony. Seriously, that is a great way to put that. Keep going. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I love that.
No, they need to be visible in this series. They need to eat burritos as they're doing post-game pressers, and they need to return to their identity. And so now we see what happens when VGK rolls four solid lines. And I think you have to credit Nick Waugh there for getting that fourth line there jump-started. I'd have to, at least. And I know one thing, when VGK returns home, I'm going to take all my money. I want to see Carrier. I got to, like, if I'm a fan, I want to spend all my money to go see William Carrier play, because I think he's the star of this team.
Kolesar was eating a burrito. I with Tony, guys, you just never know where things are gonna go. Like Tony could have taken Kolesar chewing on a stick of gum to eating a burrito in post game, but literally Kolesar is eating a burrito. And okay, anytime we say William Carrier's name, how about we say the soon to be unrestricted free agent? Although I don't see the fans tweeting up and down the street about Will Carrier and all of that. So I mean, listen, Carrier. I mean, I don't know about Carrier. I mean, Carrier is good. He's not a draw though, and I mean, Carrier. I don't see a path to him coming back next season. But what do I know? What do I know?
A lot of sarcasm on today's show.
I caught that. I rolled by it, but I caught it. Listen, the fourth line. I mean, you can't give them enough credit. And like I said, I got the shift chart here, just kind of going through right now. Again, four lines being rotated. Looking at this, there's not a lot of double shifts happening. Looks like the fourth line only had 4 shifts in the third period last night. So, I mean, maybe there was a little bit of rolling happen or a little bit of double shifting happening there for the first, second, and third lines. But again, that's not going to be out of the realm of normalcy. But it's interesting just looking at the shift charts from a team, because it shows you the Stars on top and the Golden Knights on bottom. And there's a lot more rhythm, right? There's a lot more rhythm to the Golden Knights. They're rolling the lines where you can see in the third period, especially Pete DeBoer, I guess, was searching for something. I don't think he was changing lines necessarily, but then you do see some double shifting like Harley and some long shifts out of Rupe Hintz and such. So, I mean, the Golden Knights are in control right now. What's there to say? The Golden Knights are in control right now and rolling that fourth line with the soon-to-be unrestricted free agent Will Carrier, Nick Waugh, and Burrito Colasar certainly helping, and it's going to get the fans in a tizzy on Saturday night at T-Mobile Arena.
Coming up next, we're going to be talking about the performances of Zach Whitecloud and Logan Thompson. Stay tuned. More on the way after this on Locked On Golden Knights. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you could do it all with Indeed. Find the top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like matching, assessments, and virtual interviews. If you hate waiting, Indeed's U.S. data shows us that over 80% of the Indeed employers find quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment that they sponsor a job. Candidates that you invite to apply through Instant Match are three times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in the search, according to U.S. Indeed data. Indeed does the hard hiring for you, and they do a great job. If you sponsor a job, they will match you with the quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit the job description right when you post. With Indeed, you can start hiring first and fast. Join over 3 million businesses worldwide using Indeed to hire great talent fast. Indeed knows when you're growing your own business, you have to make every dollar count. That's why with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that match the must-have job requirements. Visit Indeed.com/lockedon, and you can start your hiring now. Indeed.com/lockedon. Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. We appreciate you doing so. And don't forget, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights, where Saturdays it's the Chris times Chris Jr. show. And tomorrow here, of course, it's WTF, WT Burrito F tomorrow. That should be our theme. So let's
Where
first
get the burritos from. They get them like catered
in.
They go in the skyboxes and just like grab the ones that.
I mean, how loose are you, right? If you're eating a burrito in the post game presser, just in the scrum, number one. Number two, you're saying it's great to have local media there. I don't think there are any mentions that the guy's eating a burrito as though it's normal business there.
Normally, when you're in the locker room, what I've seen the players have are like those protein shakes and stuff. There's just a line of them out there, and all the media kind of walks by and looks at them, like wondering if one of us is actually going to grab them or something. But the burrito, that's new. That's new.
Yeah, it's something new. It's a new wrinkle. What's your grade on LT last night? Come on, B.
I'm results A+, obviously, but I think he had a really good game. I don't think he had a great game. I think he had a very good game behind a very great defense, and it's not a knock on LT. I'll give Logan a straight B, and here's why. There were some rebounds. At times, he didn't look comfortable. He got comfortable as the game went on, but there was a couple of times, a couple big rebounds. Like, it was a good performance, like a B playoff performance. I want to be clear. I know people are throwing crap at their TV and their radio dial. Anyone still have a dial on their radio anymore? But they're throwing stuff at whatever they're listening to this on right now, saying that. And he had a good game. A B grade in the playoffs will win a lot of games for a lot of teams. But there was just he looked a little shaky at times to me. Like, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Positioning looked a little strange at times. A lot of great saves, a lot of timely saves. Coach Cassidy, of course, started his press conference out by giving him credit for that. But there was a couple of times where you're a little bit nervous, and maybe that was just the nerves of playoff hockey, which is definitely fair. But I think that we still haven't seen a cool, calm, and collected Logan Thompson yet. And again, he's got 2 games of playoff experience. That's only going to get better, as we talked about in the second segment, with the rest of the team. So good game, Logan. Good game, Logan. He didn't steal the game for the Golden Knights, which shows how well the Golden Knights played. I think he's going to have to steal one of these next games at home, because you will see the best version of the Dallas Stars, who are going to pepper Logan with 50 shots in one of those games, 46 of them from outside the blue line, though.
Yeah. The only goal he gives up last night was on a massive screen. I think it was Jamie Benn in front, and then they were watching out. It was like double coverage there on the power play unit. Pavelski there in the slot, and then right out in front, it was Jamie Benn.
Logan's got to fight through a screen. I have
Right.
been pointing this out now for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Logan has to fight through that screen. End of story.
Okay.
That's on him. It's on Logan. When a goal like that happens now, it's on Logan.
And Zach Whitecloud has to fight through all the demons. He's not playing well. I mean, a big turnover last night, just not in the groove.
Yeah, I mean, again, he set up the game-winning goal. So this is we're going to talk out both sides of our mouths for a second here, and that was a great play. Maybe the game is still going into the 7th overtime if Whitecloud doesn't make that play. You never know. So credit Whitecloud for it. Again, this is another thing I've pointed out. I think Whitecloud is more confident on the offensive side of the blue line than he is on the defensive side of the blue line. He's looked good. He's been willing to take some risks and things like that. But his defensive game, he took a couple big hits. Sure, you take a hit, you make a play, whatever. But he took a couple big hits, including right early in the game, right? Who was it? Someone lined him up. I forgot who it was. And he got dropped, got right up right away. But that's a huge momentum swing, or at least it gets the crowd in the game early. Whitecloud took another hit later in the game, just a real good, solid, squared up hit, couple of turnovers and stuff. I still say I'm kind of surprised. I know it's lefty and lefty, if not mistaken, but I'm kind of surprised that Hutt didn't drawn with Martinez last night.
Yeah. Yes. And sooner or later, I think it's going to force Cassidy's hand where he's going to have to do something like that.
Ben Hutton's your 8th defenseman. Life is good right now. Aiden Hill is your backup goaltender. Pavel Dorofeev and Mike Amadio are on the bench. Like, it's setting up in the second round, if the Golden Knights should get there, are going up against teams who have defensive and goaltending issues right now.
We did have a fun time.
Oilers dropped the game in overtime to the Kings last night too.
Right. They only hung a total of 6 in that game. So that was like my triumph.
I had the over, and my feet were up before the third period even started. It's great.
Yeah, 6. They hung a 6.
It was 5.5 in the opener, and they moved it to 6. You'll see 6.5 when the series goes to LA.
I do want to thank everyone there at the, how do we say this again? The Lee's Family Forum. I'm getting it down, man. It's really been a tough process, but a ton of people there. Great to see some fans.
Very good.
Yeah, a lot of great fans out there. And I did get my Tomas Hertl mask. They were looking for a Lars, whatever his last name is, one of those masks there last night, and they could not find one for me. So I. Oh, so here's that tweet. This is a good way to preview tomorrow's show. Okay, so this was from Wyatt Erb at Wyatt Hayes. Crazy. You work for Locked On Golden Knights, but really you don't seem to care about the team. I don't understand how you have that job. Well, bro, get in line, because a lot of folks are petitioning me to get off of this podcast right now. It's so.
I've never seen a petition, to be fair. I've seen you get some crap, but there's no petitions that I'm aware of.
Well, there should be. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. And of course, especially our everydayers. We appreciate all of you. And for my man, Chris Golick, who's on the Chris and Chris show on Saturdays. And for me, I'm Tony Cardasco, and we'll be back tomorrow with WTF and more shenanigans. That's it. Right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Take care.